Guys, what's up? It's your girl Motivation Mona, aka the Warrior. I'm here this September. I'm gonna do YouTube videos instead of the usual reading. I know you guys are tired of reading, so we're gonna make it short and simple and easy for you this year. So let's get into it. I hope you guys are ready for war, because this month I'm taking every Wednesday of September and I'm preparing you for war. So let's go. Let's get ready for war. I hope all my warriors are tuning in because it's about to go down. Let's get it. Now that we back at it like a crack addict, let's get into it. Okay, what is sickle cell? Sickle cell is a blood disorder. It is genetic. Okay, you can only get it at birth. Only at birth. That's it. All right, it affects you in many different ways. Now let's move on to the next category: how it affects you, who it affects, all those other lovely things. Let's get down to the nitty gritty for real. All right, so first thing I want to talk about is how it affects you in relationships. That's family, friends, loved ones, things like that. Yes, it is quite hard maintaining a relationship with anyone, but let me speak to the warriors and the warriors only on this part, okay? And hear me clearly, baby. God is going to place people in your life who are meant to understand. Those who do not understand do not mean they're not left. Why don't I know my words? They're not meant to be in your life. Plain and simple. And I'm going to keep it just like that. I'm going to keep this part in there because I want y'all to see that messed up, okay? But yes, it's okay. It's fine. Guess what? They're not meant to be there anyways. So don't sweat the small stuff, baby. The people who are meant to understand are going to understand. And please understand that there are two different types of people in this world. Those who choose to try to understand and those who don't even bother to understand, okay? And don't bother yourself with people who don't even bother. You get what I'm saying? All right. Moving on to the next category today. Okay, we're going to talk about who it affects, how it affects them, things like that in that nature. Who does it affect? Everybody. Stop saying sickle cell only affects people of color. Because guess what? It affects you too. Everyone. It does not only affect minorities. This world is so mixed and mingled. How could you possibly think that an illness decided to only affect people of color? How could you wake up and possibly think that an illness rejected this skin tone and said yes to this skin tone? A illness. This is an illness that's inside of your body, not a human being. Now we're going to move on to how it affects everyone. Okay? Down from the women to the men. That's a major difference on how it affects us. It affects us sexually. It affects us mentally, okay? Physically, emotionally, and spiritually. All those ways, sickle cell can affect you. Yes, it's not that your warrior hates you. They're just having a hard time maintaining a normal life and that type of life, okay? It's hard. The diversity between men and women, between women dealing with their cycles and having to deal with that pain on top of that. I've had male warriors tell me about problems that they've had. Okay? Not going to get into just about that because that's their business. You feel me? But it does affect you in that way, in that manner. And we're all adults. We all know exactly what I'm talking about. Alrighty. Not only that way, but the difference between the warriors up north and the warriors down south. They're more used to the cold. We're more used to the heat. So when the cold gets too cold for us, we immediately go into really bad pain crisis. When the heat gets too hot for them, they get dehydrated and they go into a pain crisis. See how that affects us? Just like that. The weather switch because we're not used to it. We get our body so immune to things that we forget about stuff like that. So those small minor things, even like having a cold, guys, having a cold for y'all, for a normal person, would be like having a cold. Having a cold or flu for someone with sickle cell is like having a cold and then having someone trying to beat you up while you have a cold. Yeah, it's one of those things. It affects you in so many other different ways that sometimes it feels freaking overwhelming, and you're sitting here like, what the freak do I do? And I got just the answer for you, I promise. Let me tell you something. So check me out. 7 years ago, I decided to throw out my pain medicine, my daily pain medicine. And I decided to look up all the things that, like, why was I taking that medicine? What was it for? Right? So after I threw it out, I then decided to find other alternatives for that medicine. Whether it's food, whether it's an activity, whether it's what I just purely intake into my body, right? So I don't take my daily medicine, and I started doing things that would help me increase my blood flow. I started eating more natural herbs in my food. So sometimes I will like overdo the herbs in my food, guys, to get those herbs in my system to help my blood flow because I know I need it. Another thing that I started doing was drinking a lot more teas throughout the day, especially like in the morning or at night. I might not get it in the middle of the day, but early in the morning, late at night, I got time, and I'm gonna make time, and I put turmeric as well in my teas too. Another pointer I like to point out is smoothies, guys. Never underestimate a good smoothie. The reason why I say that is because you can use a smoothie at any time of the day, okay? We don't always have a good appetite. We don't always want to eat a lot of food. So why not drink a smoothie, right? And then you can put whatever you want in that smoothie. You can put your protein, you can put your fruit, you can put your herbs, you can put whatever it is. Even if you go get a holistic doctor and they give you those nutrients and stuff, put it in there. It's literally all the nutrients blended up in one. You can use it. It's perfect. It's like a perfect masterpiece. I don't know who created smoothies, but mwah, I love you. I do because, man, smoothies be saving my life. I don't eat that much. I don't. It's hard for me to eat 3 meals a day. Sometimes it's hard for me to eat 2. Sometimes it's hard for me to eat 1 because I don't be feeling well. So them smoothies, get you some frozen fruits, get you some herbs, whatever it is you want in your smoothie, baby, some spinach, kale, stuff like that. Throw it in a smoothie. Another thing, all your smoothies don't have to taste the same. You can get different smoothies for different days of the week. And also, if I'm not mistaken, I think at H-E-B, I don't know about any other stores, but I shop at H-E-B, and they have the smoothie packs already nice and blended for you with all the different fruits and stuff. They named and everything. It's already set for you. Use it. Use it to your advantage, man. Seriously. Try another thing that I did, switching over, I do like I don't know how to explain it, like a Western holistic care on myself. So I don't really rely on my medicine. I rely more on my holistic care. But when push does come to shove, when I don't want to go to the hospital, I'll take, strongest pill I'll take is a Tylenol PM. And I've been doing this for 7 years, guys. What I would say is the transition from medicine into holistic care was treacherous because my body relied on the medicine a lot. It relied on being well off of that medicine. It relied so much on that medicine that I didn't know really how to get by without it. And I didn't like how it was making me feel. I didn't like how I felt like I had no control. So boom, bada bang, bada boom, I got into holistic care. I started reaching out to different doctors. I also started taking what my doctor was telling me and researching it online as like alternative ways. I do a lot of like, I used to soak in the tub a lot. I don't do it as much now because I pretty much traded that out for a sauna. I try to get into the sauna at least 2 to 3 times a week. But on top of that, because I've been in the sauna more, I've increased my water intake. Now that we're on the water intake, let me talk to you about something, dear warriors. Yeah, 8 bottles of water is not enough for you. I don't know who told you 8 bottles of water was enough for you as a sickle cell warrior, but it's not. Okay? If you're wondering why you're experiencing so much pain, it's because you might be a little more dehydrated than you think. And one thing that I've noticed is that a lot of my pain comes from dehydration. We get tired, exhausted, and dehydrated quick, like in the blink of an eye. So you have to stay on top of that. And you have to know when to increase your water intake. And I would like to tell you guys that the summer and the winter time, that's when you increase your water intake the most. Reason being is because that's when the big switch happens in the years. You get what I'm saying? Throughout the year. And when our body goes from hot to cold real fast, it's like, what the freak? It's like our sickle cell starts like setting off alarms in our bodies, and we start experiencing pain that we don't even want to deal with. You get what I'm saying? So to get ahead of the game, you increase those herbs. Okay, beets are not my favorite, but let me tell you something, they're great in a smoothie and are good to help you increase that blood flow. Wonderful, as a matter of fact. Spinach, fishes, like oily fish or salmon. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Fruits. You get what I'm saying? It's nothing to look these things up, guys, and just what foods contain the most water, what fruits contain the most water. Do those things, intake those things, and you'll start feeling the difference. Another thing that I would like to say is I started doing a lot more, just activities. And simple, I started pulling myself out of the bubble, and I started doing things that I was afraid to do. I stopped living in fear of, I don't want to be in pain and I don't want to experience pain after this happens. And I just started doing it. Like working out, doing yoga, stuff like that. I started doing it because I was tired of feeling weak. And one thing that I noticed was, yes, the pain was wild, crazy bananas. Because my body was like, what are you doing, girl? We ain't ever, what, huh? Right? But I was telling my body, like, well, you better get used to it, because we ain't relying on that medicine no more. We're not doing that anymore. So you better get used to it, sweetie. And I just got really stubborn. I got really stubborn with not wanting to take medicine. I'm 7 years deep with not taking any daily medicine. Not really relying on pain medicine to survive. Don't get me wrong, I still take pain medicine, but I don't survive off of it anymore. And I would like to say that 7 years deep in, this is the cleanest, the healthiest, the happiest I have ever been in my life. And I hope that throughout the rest of September and for these next Warrior Wednesdays, I can drop so much knowledge on you guys, and so much of my golden nuggets, and so much of the things that I've done in my life that I can just share with y'all to just help you guys try them out. Again, like I always tell you guys, these are things that I am giving you guys to try. I'm not saying go flush your medicine down the toilet today like I did, okay, and make the change right now in your life. That's not what I'm saying. All right. So don't be out here like, Motivation Mona told me, the warrior told me that I need to flush my medicine down. Whoa. I said, welcome yourself into the switch, if that's something that you're into. It's not for everybody. Some people just like their medicine, and that's fine. Stick with your medicine. Cool. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but what I am saying is if you're looking for a healthier way, if you're tired of being as sick as you are, continue watching my channel, continue watching my videos, and I will fill you in every Wednesday this September because we preparing for war. You feel me? It's War Wednesdays. And I hope you're ready because we going to war and we don't have no time to slack. All right? Next Wednesday. Yeah. We're going to put a little bit of that information into effect. So happy War Wednesdays. Stay tuned with your girl. And be blessed. Peace out. My Instagram name is @MotivationMona. Motivation, period, Mona. The Sicklecell page is Life of a Warrior. The brand page is Life of a Warrior 7.0. So stay tuned with me every War Wednesday. Tune in. It'll be on every Instagram platform I have. It'll be on every platform I have. Okay? Because this September, we going in real hard. We're preparing for war on a Wednesday. Peace out. See you next Wednesday.